What up, y'all? Uncle Shady on the mic. Can you guys hear me loud and clear? So, what are we doing today, y'all? No, I gotta pull up a couple videos. I probably should have did that first. Sup, Josh? What's this new HU song called? A bunch of you guys have been telling me to watch it. Let me see if I can find it. Woo! Any super chats that come through are greatly appreciated. Steel Luther's been carrying y'all guys along. Whenever I get super chats, it makes me more motivated to come on and do videos for you guys. Let's see. New Hollywood Undead song. What's it called? Or it was like a couple of the guys did a collab or something. It's not Hollywood Forever, is it? 5 months? I feel like I've covered that one. Did we? Whenever I've been watching HU videos recently, I just get copyright struck like immediately. I don't know what that is. None of you guys know the new song? Like 10 people wrote me like, "Oh, you got to see this new HU song." You guys don't know which one I'm talking about? Come on, guys. Where's Steel Luther? Ghost Boy, come on, man. What's going on? I thought you were diehard. Well, we watched the Jelly Roll song. That was pretty bad. And we watched them play. What did we watch last time? We watched them play like Knife Called Lust or something live. My Black Dahlia. And they were like sampling my vocals live, which is just wild. Stream 1 year ago. Okay, these are all old 11K views videos. Anything they've put up recently. Hollywood Undead, Lefty Gunplay. Maybe this is it. Could this be it? Let's see what this is. Hopefully I won't get a copyright strike. I was told Deuce had a new interview and that Hollywood Undead had a new song, or it was a collab. What song's that? Lyrics in Gaming. Screen share. Is this it? No, this can't be it. This is the OTR Records Gunplay, bitch. Yeah. Tuesday to Tuesday. We do that shit from Tuesday to Tuesday. Yeah. Oh, your mom motherfucking life. Hollywood Undead. I go by the name of Lefty motherfucking Gunplay, bitch, and I can't get right. I never get right. But I'm a rock star tonight. I'm right here with the homies. Hollywood Undead. Famous gangbanger. Famous gangbanger. What? So AAA Void, The Gates. All right. Oh my God. Wait, hold on here. 181 subscribers. This is like a legit collab. Why would Hollywood Undead collab with someone who has 181 subscribers?
Oh, it's sick. It's like symphonic black metal. I like this. Oh, geez.
Tell me what should I do? Black sheep, I wish you knew. I'm headed to the slaughter, so are you? They're lining us up, but me, I'm not getting stuck. They tried dividing us up by saying enough is enough. Cause once they got you, even if you don't want to. Leave the fuck and they stop you, motherfucker, I'm not you.
How has Jordan not gotten better over the years? Like, that was super mids. For a guy who's like pretty fucking talented, that was a super mids verse by Charlie 40 Hands. Almost sounds like you could. I think HU would have definitely had more stuff like this if I was still in the band, if I had stayed in the band longer. Because like I was super metalhead. I mean, this band's cool. The HU parts so far haven't been that great. Shouldn't the like big band be like outshining the small band? This is almost like a sleep token ish a little bit. This AAA Void band, they're like trying to do a sleep token thing kind of here, I think. This is like this is like more creativity than I think the boys put out in like 10 years. You know, it's just weird. Like, why weren't they doing songs like this? You know, like. This would have been like the natural progression, some sort of, you know, of HU, like some sort of like metal hip hop thing, metal with rap vocals, but like in a creative way. And they somehow weren't ever able to do that. So it's funny that they're, you know, doing collabs now, trying to bring back that old sound that like I think you guys really would have liked more than just like redoing Linkin Park basically over and over again. But none of those dudes are real metalheads. Like they don't have the taste, you know, necessary to do stuff like this. I mean, they're doing it now, so obviously now, but it seems a little too late. This is cool. I like this. A violin? A real violin? That's fucking awesome. Because like most bands, they just have a keyboard player playing stuff like that. So to have like a real violin in your band is really cool. And then I think, is that drummer a girl? So 2 girls in the band. That's cool. They're definitely doing the Sleep Token thing, but like that genre could have more people in it. Song's fucking heavy. Strange. Interesting, strange. Oh, no. Interesting collaboration. If I was asked to collaborate on that song, I would have brought something better than that. I don't know. It's pretty funny. So is that okay? Let me go on my let me go find the messages I got. Meanwhile, let's watch something else. YouTube. Let's see. I wonder if I could find it. No, I can't. We already watched that one. California Dreamin'? No, that's 7 years ago. Let's see what's their most recent. Where's Luther? Luther knows. Type video this month. There we go. Sold Out Reno, rare performance from Swan Songs album. Hey. That's me right now. Okay, so that must have been what, 2 weeks ago. Yeah, it's been the last couple of weeks that people were telling me about this. The person who told me about it said it was really bad. I think that was really cool. Kind of like a symphonic black metal, kind of like a, what would you call it, sleep tokeny type thing with like random rap parts in it. That's super cool. That's kind of, that's what I wanted to do with HU. Hey, that rhymed. 4 weeks ago.
Deuce. Deuce is Deuce, you know what I'm saying?
Deuce is
Basic
Deuce.
musician, you know? Nothing too fancy.
Huh. Aren't you like a big Deuce now?
That's right.
Big Deuce.
Who's Deuce? Deuce is Deuce, you know what I'm saying? Basic musician, you know?
That HU part wasn't very good. Oh, how about watch this guy?
So good morning or good night, yo, depending on where you are in the world. And welcome to another Is It That Bad episode, where we take a look at an album that maybe has mixed reviews. We go through it and we talk about it.
Perfect.
And why am I talking like an idiot? Because today we are tackling a band they're from LA, and they're a band that, I discovered recently that they have like a very loyal following on the internet, and it's Hollywood Undead. And we're talking about Day of the Dead because I just picked a random album from them. Funny story with Hollywood Undead. The first album, I remember I owned their first album. That's it. But after that, after Swan Songs, I I stopped listening to this band, but I did a short album review of their last album, and a lot of people I found out on that short that a lot of Hollywood fans they're very particular if you go after their band. So I said, you know what? I'm coming after you, Hollywood Undead. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna say what I think about the band. So we picked Day of the Dead because I went to a ranking and this album it's their fourth album. So facts from the album. It's their fourth album. It came out in 2015. It's 12 songs and it has 7 singles. They released 7 songs as singles for this album. And as you can tell, 7 songs. And it got some mixed reviews. So for this episode, we have obviously returning JC Rock and Metal Reviews. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing good, thanks.
And we have Rock of All Ages returning. How are you, man?
Speed this guy up.
Doing okay.
Yeah. And for the first time,
That guy looked like Jordan.
Isn't that bad? We have Bianca from the band Lilac Stranger. So, Bianca, how are you tonight?
Doing very good, and thank you for having me. This is the first one, and I hope I can do more.
Well, if you want to talk crap albums, like be my guest, and I'm putting my hand this way because I was hurting my ear. People, you all know the drill. We have 3 rounds. On the first round, we give our first impressions of what we thought of when we listened to this album, and then we go to our second round where we can pick 3 or 4 songs, whatever your heart desires. And then after round 2, I think I said after round 2, in round 3, we give our final thoughts and we give it a rating of a thumbs up, thumbs sideways, or thumbs down. So on this episode, we're gonna do Rock of All Ages, then JC, Bianca, and then me. So Rock of All Ages, your first impressions of Day of the Dead.
I'm reminded of the expression, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. Unfortunately, I have heard of this band before. I take issue with them being referred to by the abbreviation HU because there is a metal band called The Who, spelled the same way, that is much better in every single way. I saw them open for Iron Maiden, great band. Again, the less I say about Hollywood Undead, the better. Which is weird because I'll have quite a few things to say about this album in the next round. But yeah, I am aware of them. They've never been like a big radio band. They had like 2 kind of big songs, but other than that, they were never a big radio band for obvious reasons. Because why would you choose to play this on the radio? I was surprised when you said this band. Well, I was surprised, not surprised that you said this band has a loyal following because even Falling in Reverse has a devoted fan base. So anything can happen.
Yeah. So good first impressions, man. What about you, JC?
Okay, this is one of those bands that I've never really got into it because they came out too late. Like the last episode, we were talking about how Kiss released a grunge album a couple years too late. Well, this band is a new metal album that came out a couple years too late because I'm seeing that first.
New metal, yikes! I don't know about calling it new metal, but let's pull. I found. Boom, part 2.
What's up, my brother, man?
What's up?
How you been?
I've been pretty good. How have you been?
Nice. Good, brother. Yeah, just chilling.
That's good. What'd you do today?
We're just, we played some Call of Duty, made some music and stuff, working on new beats and stuff,
That's good, bro. That's good.
Yeah. What about you?
I didn't do too much today. I was just hanging out, trying to see where my cat is.
You making new beats and stuff?
I haven't been making any beats, but I've been recording some new songs and working with some other artists like Baby Lean.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
Yeah. At some point, I'll send you over me and hers track called Neon Lights.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, I feel like
You want
would
a verse?
enjoy it.
You want me to throw a verse down on that?
It's already finished, but
Okay,
I mean,
let's go.
you could always put in like a little remix into it, you know?
Nice, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, dude, for sure. I mean, if you want to collab, $125 or whatever, you know.
Yeah, I know your usual.
125. He's
Yeah.
raising his prices. That's good.
So, I got some questions for you, bro.
For sure, brother.
That's super good that he's
So
raising his prices.
when the
but
last
he
time
needs
we
to go way
talked, you
higher than
said
that
you didn't
still.
make the Invincible album. Did you mean to say it was a fan, or were you saying that because your dad wrote the lyrics? Because on I noticed on all of the DSPs, it says your dad wrote the lyrics for that album.
Yeah, I didn't make any album. I haven't made any album yet. You know, I mean, I'm just the internet
What?
artist. The company made the albums. You know, what I mean, I never made them.
Okay, so
Yeah.
your record label basically helped write the songs and everything like that.
No, I'm not sure who made the songs. They're not my songs. I'm just the internet artist. You know,
What?
All right.
I'm just the internet artist. Yeah, like I just do collabs online. I don't have any albums out. You know.
You should be charging 125,000
Okay,
for a
that's
collab.
interesting.
Yeah.
Um,
Today, I mean, yeah, like I said, there, remember Jimmy Yuma? He has some diss tracks on me now. So,
really?
yeah,
Oh,
he
okay.
has released a couple diss tracks about me. You know, one's called "I Ain't Buying It." It's from Jimmy Yuma. So it's out now. Yeah, like I guess he dissed me a couple times. I don't know why.
Wow, I'm actually very surprised to hear that, honestly.
Yeah.
I thought you two were close, like friends and such. Like, what happened with that?
No, we've never been friends. He dissed me. He's friends with J Dog, and I guess they created a diss track called "I Ain't Buying It." You know.
Shit, I was muted the whole time. Great. So this goes back to back in the day. We had like a group meeting, and I was like, "Hey, I had this idea. Like, if anyone ever leaves the band, let's like beef because the kids will love it." And it's just funny how many like ideas they're still using of mine from way back in the day. It's funny how much like I molded them, and they just continued doing. Like they continued dressing like me. They continued to like do all this stuff, and they should have been figuring things out for themselves, figuring their own shit out. But it's pretty funny. But yeah, he is still friends with Jimmy Yuma. They probably produced this song together. They are saying they beef because they want to cause some drama. They want to get you guys talking to make them relevant again.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
I'm gonna have to look into this because I've not
Yeah.
heard about this at all.
Wait, so let's listen to this. Is this a joke? Yeah, I mean, look, their buddies right here. Yeah, this is on his Vivo. So I guess he was just advertising a song that I'm confused. Yeah, so he was saying it was a diss track Yuma did against him to make you guys all go look it up to see that it's actually a diss track. I wouldn't even call that a diss track. Some sort of strange recording that is actually Aaron. Jeez, man. This dude has lost his marbles. That's so wild. That was so bad. Why we even do that? I mean, it's funny. It's not funny because he's got mental health problems. But it's funny because it's almost like he thinks he's trolling everyone. Like he's cracking himself up. But like it falls flat to sane people. Very strange.
Yeah, I never met him, but anyways, he has a diss track towards me. It's called "I Ain't Buying It,"
I ain't buying
and yeah, like I said, I never met him. I haven't made any albums as of this day. I have some collabs online, but like I said, different companies made CDs of me, but they're not. It's not my music, you know. I never made those songs, you know. But anyways, Jimmy Una dissed me. He has a song called "I Ain't Buying It." It's a diss track towards. And yeah, like I said, I guess he made some diss tracks towards me, and I'll probably diss him back though, in like a month or two, you know.
That sounds about right for you to do.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. So like I said, yeah, some diss tracks. I'll probably make some back at him, you know. So.
Honestly, I'm excited to hear this little beef going on.
Yeah, like he has this song called "I Ain't Buying It." Did you hear that? This he sent towards me.
I personally have not heard of this song before, but I definitely do plan on looking into it and everything like that.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't make any albums. Yeah, like I don't have any albums. I'm just a collab artist. No albums. But different companies tried to diss me and change my name around and try to embarrass me, you know, and make CDs of me. Internet, you know.
That sounds
like I didn't make them. But yeah, like I said, I'm just a collab artist, and like there's some Jimmy Yuma has a diss track called "I Ain't Buying It." He dissed me. So
this sounds interesting.
Meth speak.
But I have some other questions for you too.
Yeah.
What do you think about Deuce AI?
I don't know what Deuce AI is. I never heard about it.
So it's basically this guy who's taking your voice and recording songs with your voice and pretty much doing willy-nilly with it. How do you feel about that?
I don't know who that is and what it is, you know.
So it's essentially
like I'm just a diss track artist. I just collab. I just hop on tracks and diss people, you know.
Yeah, I know what you mean, bro.
But Jimmy Yuma, did you hear that trap from Jimmy Yuma? It's called "I Ain't Buying It."
I ain't buying it.
From Jimmy Yuma.
Yeah.
My name's Jimmy Yuma, and I'm dissing you. I ain't buying that. I never met you. Did you hear that whole thing? The whole track? It's online.
Is that what?
Like I said, I'd have to look into it.
I ain't buying that you never met. That makes sense because
it has like
that he'd never met
100,000 views or something like that already. Said he dissed me.
He said that he never met us, that he never met me, didn't know me, that like I just stole some pictures of him and made all the early Hollywood Undead stuff. It was just me and Jarrell using his pictures. What? Shout out to my vegan brother, Jarrell. Yeah, this is wild. Wait, let's look at this Deuce AI. real quick.
So I drink, drinks down all the grill sick, but in life I know it's the truth being fake. No, we do the choices which brewers are found, but there's more than justice. Spin tells aloud, they hide behind usernames. Faces are safe, keyboard warriors, letting fans for me.
Makes sense because it's auto tune. Because Aaron was always lip syncing.
But we won't let the tasting take control. We'll rise above with heart and soul. Their false words won't tell our life. From gods with your lies. Hey, Hollywood dead ring here on call. Your false accusations will define. No, we'll show the world what we're fighting for. Our voices united for more. Hollywood dead ring here on call. Another swan song is what you are begging for. Bending over as you meant so cold.
Oh, there's like a lot of songs.
Beaches, I hope you know. Beaches, I hope you know.
Deuce could literally collab with this guy, say it's him, and make money again. I hit up Aaron. I sent him an email. I'm like, bro, like, let's let whatever old shit go and like let's try and like get your life pointed in the right direction again. Cause like, you know, I'm doing videos and like I'm talking to your fans and they're all very worried about you. They care about you a lot. You know, like I'm sure if you need money, like we could figure out a way to get you like piped into some money. Cause like obviously you're like doing collabs and stuff for $30, you know, like that's ridiculous. You should be, you know, like you sent him a letter and I got nothing back. And then like people were like hitting him up and asking him because they've been watching the show and knew that I had sent him an email, and they hit him up and they're like, why aren't you responding to Shady Jeff? And Aaron's all, cause I'm 9 lives. Cause I'm 9 lives. Cause I'm 9 lives. Like lame. But like with AI now, he doesn't even have to record anything. He could just put out an album that's AI and say it's him and charge kids $10 for it. But he's like, I think he's completely lost his marbles. Because like some kid hit me up and said that he saw him panhandling in Portland, Oregon. And I was just like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, you're panhandling, bro. So that's like when I sent him the email, and like he's like incapable of being helped. This is what happens when you let fame get a hold of you when you aren't able to control yourself. It's pretty bad. So it's not a whole album.
Beaches, I hope you know. I won't stop till I hit that hole. Baby, come say.
Or buy these tracks off the guy, re-record them as your own. Like, you don't even have to do anything, dude. These are good songs.
Hey, hello.
Change the lyrics a little.
Hello. And get your joke ass over here, let's bone. Bitches, I hope you know. I won't stop till I hit that hole. Shawty, come say hello. And get your drunk ass over here, let's bone. No, I'm out in the street and my pockets hurting. Bitches passing by, but I'm still out here working. Got my cups full of coins, man, I'm chasing $1. While my rent's overdue and my debt's getting taller. They saying Big Deuce, why you out here so broke? I said money slips fast, but I'm still about that smoke. Some bitches walk by, now I'm trying to holler. One gave me a smirk, the rest want my last dollar. 3 were bougie, and 1 looked mean. A broken night, I still dream about the scene. This girl's 17, now I'm in hemophile. Now she's showing me her teeth, I think this girl's gone wild.
Oh my god. This is crazy. This is really wild. AI is nuts.
So goddamn insane. A man without a brain that's trying to run away, but jumping off a plane. That's why I can't restrain myself from killing every motherfucker in this place. It's just a little late. Wish I was Lil Wayne. Shit, I'ma keep on killing motherfuckers in my way. You better be afraid, cause I'm about to play. Prepare for more, yeah, that's a judgment day. Nothing's getting in my way. Don't really care what you say. I ain't really ever gonna change. Told you that I'm here to stay. Nothing's getting in my way. Told you I ain't really ever gonna change. Here I come to.
This is really crazy. I'm impressed.
Play what you've done, play just for us. You can hide, but you can't run. But one day you'll end up where you belong. Play what you've done, play get up, gun you can try.
Wow. That's pretty wild that someone just did that. Yeah, I should be Deuce's manager. Yeah, well, I managed Hollywood Undead until the fame into the fame that they have, so that's what happens when your last album was 10 years ago. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if he was healthy, he would have put out a bunch of albums, but he's lost his absolute mind. And he needs serious help, and he's unhelpable. He's not willing to take help. Like, there's no reason why he should, like, he's so in his character that he made his Deuce character that he plays it all the time. And so he couldn't even, like, having me reach out to him, like, super neutral and just being like, hey, dude, let's get you back up on your feet again. You know, like, you obviously could still make money doing music, and, you know, you don't have to live on the fucking street. And he just didn't even respond to the email. So it's like, cool, bro. All right. But that's not necessarily what it's partially. Growing up in a cult, Aaron grew up in a cult, just like the rest of the Hollywood Undead guys, except Funny Man. I don't think he was. I think he was dabbling, but he didn't grow up in the Church of Scientology like the rest of the guys did. But those dudes all have serious problems from growing up in a cult. They're trained to have bigger egos than they actually should have. Sup, Margot? And so that gives you lots of problems. So Aaron already thought he was an elitist because he was a Scientologist. So he already had a overly inflated ego. And then so when he got into Hollywood Undead and got a little bit of fame, it just his head exploded. So, and then he kept on his toxic path. We all kind of saw this coming when you saw the music he put out after leaving Hollywood Undead. It was very obvious Aaron has lost his marbles, because it was some garbage, straight up garbage that he put out after leaving HU. I remember someone randomly made me watch a video of his live show, and I was just like, oh my Lord, bro. Like, he just lost his marbles and turned into some like weird gangbanger guy. And you know, like, it was just really bad.
And shit.
And you know, if you don't control yourself, if you don't do inner work, shadow work, get into look into Jung and Mark Passio, and you have to, like, you can't just live life that crazy. You have to have some control, or else you'll pass the point of no return. Basically, I was able to pull myself out of that tail spiral. When you have all the money and all the girls and all the stuff, and you know, you're all over the internet, it makes you feel very alone. You'd think you wouldn't be feeling alone. You'd think that you would be like, oh, I'm fucking popular, I know everyone, but like, you feel very alone. And so if you aren't of sound mind, and if you don't care about yourself, you will lose your mind with that much I don't want to say excess, I guess. When you're just like going that crazy path that he was on, it's really hard to pull yourself out of it, and he wasn't able to. I can't say anything for the other dudes because I'm not very close with them anymore. But I know from what I talked to Jarrell that, you know, they were always having problems with each other, and the touring, you know, was very much like work. And so, you know, it sucks. The music industry sucks, and writing contracts sucks, because I think they got really screwed on their contracts many times. So it becomes like a very low paying job where you have to work a lot, and touring is very hard. And those dudes have been touring nonstop for a long time. But yeah, Aaron's the worst example of what can happen to you, to a person once they get famous, if they don't take care of themselves or care about themselves, have self-respect.
I don't know.
It's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
That's honestly a decent amount of views.
Thanks, 3 Pop.
Yeah. So I guess he dissed me or whatever. I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah, that is.
What do you think about that? What do you think about that?
Honestly, I'm kind of surprised he dissed you.
Yeah, but it is a track. There's a number 5 remix featuring Jimmy Yuma saying, "My name is Jimmy Yuma. I'm dissing you. I ain't buying that. I never met you." He's saying he didn't. He's saying, "I ain't buying that. I'm tall and you're short." All this shit. Like, he ain't buying it that he's tall and I'm short. You know? He keeps dissing me. So I don't know.
Well, it sounds like you gotta put up your axe against his.
It's not bad.
Yeah, but
The
anyways,
lyrics
yeah,
aren't
he did a
bad.
number
Like,
5
that's
remix.
very
Did you hear
relevant,
that?
dude. If you
Remix with
wrote
number
that,
5?
No,
he knows.
like I said, I have not heard any of Jimmy Yuma's stuff.
He's just making all this up, and he actually wrote those bars, and they're relevant to him saying that he didn't know any of us back in the day. That's super fucking funny. It's really funny, and it shows that he knows that he's being crazy, or he's just trolling so hard. I'm 6'1", I think. I'm not 6'2". Funny Man, I don't think is 6'4". I think he might be like 6. Well, I'm like 6 probably on the button. I would say Funny Man 6'2". Curls is not 5'8". He's short. Johnny is not 6'3". Not at all. Those numbers are all wrong. Charlie Scene 4'11". Yeah, maybe. How tall are you? Yeah, I'm 6'1". Deuce calling himself short is so funny for some reason. Yeah, so the fact that he said, I'm not buying that I never met you or whatever, that we didn't meet, that's some creative lyric work right there. So he's got something, or someone else wrote it and sent it to him. Because I know a lot of these rap guys, they'll have a lot of dudes around them that they sending them lyrics all the time, being like, oh, look at my raps, look at my raps. And it's very easy to steal some shit and put it out because you're bigger than that person. But if he wrote that, that's pretty good shit. Because that's pretty relevant to this character that he's playing. That's like, oh, I didn't know anyone. And like that would make like he's trying to get us to write a response, is what I think I'm seeing here. He wants to beef with everyone, I think, because it'll make him relevant again. It's super funny. Like he's literally giving us lyrics to beef against him.
This is honestly the first time I'm hearing about this.
Well, also, do you want me to send it to you?
Yeah, please send it to me. I'm
Okay.
I'm very
Yeah. Well, anyways, I don't have it, but it's somewhere out there on YouTube or something. Yeah.
all right. I can search it
Yeah.
up.
But like I said, I'm just a collab artist. Different companies try to make CDs of me and try to embarrass me, but I don't know who they are.
Is that what we did?
Yeah.
But I don't have any CDs out from me.
Okay, that's
A
good.
real CD. Like I don't have actual CDs yet.
It's-
So like I said, I have different collabs out there.
yeah. Well, I have some other questions for you.
Yeah.
Would you consider yourself relevant still, or do you think your popularity has died down a little bit?
Well, I think I'm still popular. I still do collabs here and there. So yeah, I don't know. I think I'm popular on the internet, sort of. Sometimes when I do a bunch of collabs, I think some of the tracks are popular.
What
Honestly, I
tracks is
still
he
think you
talking
have
about?
a decent
Was
amount
he
of
doing
relevancy.
tracks for
Like your
people?
fans are
For sure,
still
bro.
like listening to your stuff.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, like I don't know. There's diss tracks going back and forth between me and different rappers, so I'm not sure.
Um,
Jimmy Yuma, yeah, he has just a couple diss tracks toward me, so I don't know.
Called I Ain't Buying It.
when you collaborated with From
Yuma's
Ashes
got
to
a
New,
diss
how
track
was that
against-
experience? How did that collab happen?
Called I Ain't Buying It. I ain't buying it.
From Ashes to New.
Yeah, From Ashes to New.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Could I call you back? I need to charge my phone.
Yeah, sure.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll hit you back up.
Hey, bro.
Yo, brother, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. Yeah, so like I said, I'm just doing collabs right now. A whole bunch of collabs. So
I ain't
Yeah.
buying it.
So I have a decent amount more of questions for
buying
you.
it.
yeah, hit me up. Let's do it.
All right. Are you still in Scientology?
I'm just doing my own thing, brother. You know what I'm
Ain't
saying?
buying it.
So
I don't know what that is.
Mm, really?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I just do my own thing, brother.
I thought you were in Scientology because like in your one song, you said that you're in a Scientologist.
No, brother, I'm not sure. I just have, like I said, there's Jimmy
collab
Yuma has
artist.
a diss
Ain't
track
buying
with me. We have some collabs online. We don't have an
Collabs.
album, we just have diss
Ain't
tracks
buying
back
it.
and forth.
Jimmy Yuma did a diss track
Okay.
against me called I Ain't Buying It.
I'll just skip all the
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't have a religion, brother. I'm just free,
I'm just buying. I'm just not
Okay.
buying.
That's good to know.
I just do my thing.
I just do my thing. I'm just Deuce. I'm just a collab artist. I'm just doing collabs with everyone. Margot asks, Shady, what's the worst about Scientology in your opinion? It's how they manipulate people to gain monetary resources from them. They use mind control. They hypnotize people. They use all kinds of manipulation against people in order to make them subservient to the Church of Scientology. They basically tell you that you don't need money, you don't need your friends, you don't need your family, you just need to give everything to the church, and people do it all the time. But it's the same thing with the government. The government is the same idea. It's just much bigger. It's all a big cult. And what's important is to be your own person and have your own opinions and not fall into the traps of all these evil people trying to control you. Evil people in cults, evil people in the government, evil people possibly in your family. It's all about thinking for yourself and taking care of yourself and not depending on other people, not depending on the government, not depending on the church, whatever. They just everyone wants something from you. Everybody wants money from you. All these people, all these organizations, they all don't care about you, and they only care about how much money they can get from you. To answer your question.
You just do your thing. All right,
Are we
that's
just doing
understandable.
now?
So I'm just
Are we
gonna assume you're no
Back
longer in
and forth?
Scientology, or
I just do my thing, brother. Yeah, yeah, that's cool. I'm not sure if that one. Maybe just leave alone. Yeah, you want to go to the next question, maybe?
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Um, if some of these questions seem too personal, you can just be like, "Yo, I don't want to answer that." Okay.
Okay.
No.
And
I'll just say, yeah, I don't want to answer. Like I said, I'm just a collab
Just
artist.
a collab artist.
I can't make a
I'm
CD.
just
I haven't
doing
made a
collabs. I'm
CD
doing
yet.
diss
So
tracks back and
okay,
forth.
bro.
If you want to
yeah,
collab,
I'm a collab
$35.
artist too.
Oh, but no,
So,
they're $125
but I
now.
have a diss track towards Jimmy Yuma. He has one towards me.
Jimmy
It's
Yuma,
like
it's
hilarious.
called I
Did you
Ain't
see
Buying
that diss track from Jimmy Yuma?
It's called I
Called
Ain't
I
Buying
Ain't
It.
Buying It.
I Ain't
I
Buying It.
searched for it, but I couldn't find it, bro.
Okay. Yeah, it'll pop up somewhere. He made
Search that
he
shit.
dissed me
Jimmy
on
Yuma,
number
I Ain't
5
Buying
on
It.
the number 5 instrumental. It's like hilarious.
It's
I'm
hilarious.
gonna have to like look
It's over the
more
number
deeper into
5
that.
instrumental.
Okay.
It's hilarious. Collab artist. I don't know those guys. A bunch of people are just copying me, taking
That's
my
cool.
pictures.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, throw me the next question.
All right. So when you got arrested for
I need
aggravated
studio.
harassment, what exactly happened?
Oh shit. That's a deep
What had
cut.
happened is I hit my mom in the face. Yeah, she pissed me off. Some people tried to hold me in a house with them or whatever, and I got in a fight with them.
So this is some gnarly shit. And this shows us a lot about what I was just talking about, Scientology. And so Scientologists don't believe in conventional psychology or psychotherapy, or so they will. It's kind of hard to explain. So they, they will ignore things, get ignored. It creates an environment where symptoms can get worse and be ignored. Aaron should have been in serious therapy long before he was in Hollywood Undead. But to go to therapy, you'd have to go to the church and you'd have to give them a bunch of money and spend a bunch of time there. And these guys know this because they grew up in the church, and they grew up and spent so much time in the church that they don't want to spend time in the church in their 20s. And in their 20s, they start having mental health problems. They're ignoring the church. They're ignoring conventional psychology. So you end up with Deuce living on the streets, begging for doing collabs for $30. And I think what happened here is that the church the Church of Scientology teaches people that when like they don't believe in rights necessarily, or like constitutional rights or anything like that. So I believe that the church, if you go to the Church of Scientology and you do something wrong, they'll send security to your house to bang on your door and give you a ride back to the Church of Scientology to finish your course or to answer to whatever KR reports were written against you. I know a lot about this stuff because all these dudes were my friends. And so you hear about all this weird Scientology shit going on. And like I had friends all of a sudden that were gone from our friend group, and they're all, oh yeah, he got too many KR reports and he can't hang out with us anymore. Or like people would be like, oh, don't hang out with so and so because they're not going to the church anymore. Like really like nasty stuff. Yeah, Skrillex is a Scientologist. I know Skrillex through the Hollywood Undead dudes. And well, it's really Evan Thomas. Evan Thomas 750, as you guys some know. I'm getting Evan Thomas 750 up here to do the podcast soon, by the way, just to talk about old times. But I know all these Scientologists through Evan Thomas 750, and it's some wild shit. So with that in mind, think of you're a part of a church that has a security team that will go get you. So like if you have a family member that's like having mental outbursts, they'll just grab you and they'll try and restrain you, and they'll call the church, and security will come get you and go lock you up in the celebrity center for 6 months and do who knows what to your brain in there, because they don't see you as like being your own person anymore. So possibly Aaron's family were trying to restrain him. And he knew that if he was restrained by his family, that security's going to be there and take him away to some Scientology psych ward. I could see a mentally handicapped person just fighting everyone that's trying to hold him there. So I think he's very proud to talk about this because he was defending himself, but he doesn't want to talk about the woman he attacked that was simply trolling him, some feminist lady, which is not him defending himself, him actually offending on a different person's rights.
I got in a fight with my mom, I guess. I don't know. I hit her in the face. They arrested me for hitting her in the face,
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I
was in a house with my mom, and she started saying shit. Like she started saying J-Dog's gonna come over here and beat you up and all this shit. I was like, what the fuck? So I hit her in the face and the police arrested me.
I think he just switched J-Dog with security, because security, you can literally call the church and be like, come get my son, he's being crazy, and the Church of Scientology will send a security team over to get your kid. And these guys aren't nice. They don't follow the law. Not that matters too much, but they're not like, like worried about people's rights and stuff. They're not regulated in some way by the court system. They just do whatever they want. So I believe Aaron's mom finally wanted to talk to him about his problems, and she obviously wants him to go back to the church to get help, and he probably was like no, and they got in an argument, and Aaron being Aaron is a hothead and probably got really loud, and the mom was like, I'm going to call security and they're going to come get you. But Aaron's saying to you guys that, oh, J-Dog's going to come beat me up, when really no, she was saying, I'm going to have security come get you. Because I've heard these motherfuckers say this shit and we've joked about it. Like I have all this Scientologist lingo that I'll like fling out at Scientologists, and they know but they know I'm not a Scientologist and I don't know what any of that shit means, so they think it's really funny. But it's a weird thing. So I think Aaron's happy to talk about that situation because I think he was actually in danger. Let's see if he talks about the woman he attacked.
Did she do any like physical harm to you?
She was just telling me that J-Dog is gonna come here and beat your ass up and all this shit. And I was like, what the fuck?
J-Dog is a tall
I hit her
blonde.
in the face, that guy. She said J-Dog's on his way to beat you up.
Well then, that's wow. Wow, I don't even know what to say to that one if I'm being honest.
J-Dog is a tall blonde. I'm just a collab artist.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, she said J-Dog's gonna beat you up, and so I hit her in the face.
you
The
up.
police arrested me.
But J-Dog's a tall blonde.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's definitely something there.
Yeah.
So I guess you and your mom was not on good terms at that point?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? She kept saying shit to me. J-Dog's gonna beat your ass, so I hit her. Yeah, I guess not. I hit her in the face. She was talking shit to me, you know what I'm saying? So I hit her in the face, and I guess they arrested me, you know?
I ain't buying it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now in your record, it also
Ain't buying it.
mentioned about you assaulted an officer, and people are claiming you spit on him.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I spit on his face because, it, you know, I got pissed off. I was in a fight, and
You're
they arrested me, and I spit on his face. You know?
you're just like fuck him.
That was his second assault.
Yeah.
Okay. How long were you in jail for exactly?
Yeah, I'm not sure, a couple months or something like that. Yeah.
Wow.
Couple of months.
I mean, they arrested me for theft too. I stole a bunch of stuff and Eddie Bauer bag, a whole bunch of
Oh wow.
stuff, Eddie Bauer,
Very
like
honest.
socks, shoes, a whole bunch of stuff from Walmart. They just arrested me for theft too, basically. Yeah. Yeah, I got in a fight with my mom. Then I was just kind of homeless for a little bit, and I stole a bunch of stuff, like shoes, socks, Eddie Bauer, bags. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do know what you're saying. So the whole homeless rumors were like true.
Deuce fought
Well, I
security
was
at
homeless. I
Walmart.
stole a bunch of shit.
Got arrested.
They arrested me for theft too, basically.
Probably Target. There aren't any Walmarts in Hollywood.
Yeah, like I said. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Aggravated harassment, theft too. Yeah, I spit on a cop's face, and he got upset. I guess I don't know. And then they arrested me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That I'm definitely learning more new things about you.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah. Like I said, I spit on a cop's face. They arrested me. I don't know.
But he attacked a woman
Well,
too.
that's good to know.
Feminist.
So who was
He,
the
like,
first person you called to bail you out?
To bail me, I didn't call anybody. They just
Like,
let
he
me
stayed
go.
in
The
so
police let
long.
me go. I guess.
Oh, okay.
He's in there for
Because
months.
I thought it said on your thing that said like you got bailed out.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to go to the next question? Actually.
Yeah, I can go skip over.
So, yeah,
I ain't
skip
buying
over.
it.
Yeah.
All
It's a collab artist. Those guys use
so
pictures. I don't even
back
know.
to the homeless part. Like, were
I
you
don't have any albums.
in like living in hotels or couch surfing on friends' couch or
I
living
was
in
just
a
sleep
country?
outside.
Oh, you were just outside?
Ain't buying it.
Yeah. Sleeping on a bench. Yeah.
Damn, that must have been rough. Like, how long were
You
you
want to
living
skip
like?
this? Yeah. Do you want to go to the next question?
He doesn't
Yeah,
like
sure.
these questions.
I'm sorry if these questions are a bit like too personal.
Jimmy Yuma made a diss track towards me.
Jimmy Yuma
You know
did
what I'm saying?
track. It's
Yeah.
called
It's called
I Ain't
I Ain't Buying It. So I dissed him back, and I guess he has some diss
I'm just
tracks
a
towards
collab
me.
artist. I don't even have an album. I'm just a collab artist.
Well, you definitely got to diss him back for that.
Yeah. Well, I'll
Jimmy
diss
Yuma,
him back.
I'll
Yeah.
diss
He
him
said
back.
he's
I'm
gonna
gonna
make
go
more
back and
diss
forth
tracks
with him.
towards me.
Diss tracks.
Do you think I should diss him
throw
back
some
when he
back
does, or
at
what do
him?
you think?
Well,
He's trying to
if-
get everyone excited about
I've
him
always looked at it like this: if
going
one
after his
artist
buddy
disses
Jimmy.
another artist, they might as well go back and forth and have a little fun.
Okay,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, okay, makes sense. So yeah, hit me up with the next question.
This one's very personal.
Okay.
If you don't want to answer it, you don't have to.
Jimmy
Um,
Yuma
Okay.
is
did
it
a
true that you
diss track
have
for me.
Lyme disease? Because I've been hearing from different
Well,
people you have that. Is that true?
No,
No?
no, I don't. I'm good.
All
No
right.
Lyme disease.
All right. Thank God.
Well, like I said, Jimmy Yuma started saying all this shit that he ain't buying, that he's tall and I'm short, he's orange and I'm blue, all this weird shit. I was like, what the fuck? He might have called the police on me and reported me for having Lyme disease, you know.
Ace XD. That was not me. That was me imitating Aaron. I did not actually do that. But I was imitating Aaron saying that he did that. I ain't buying it. So how many times has he brought up Yuma so far? I need to put a dinger up to where it's all ding, ding, ding.
The fuck?
Yeah, I mean, he might have called the police on me, you know.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's definitely interesting.
He wrote a diss track named I Ain't Buying It.
Yeah, so I'm not sure.
All right. Well, I'll go on to the next question.
I ain't buying it.
Is it true you guys kicked out Shady Jeff out of the band for brandishing a firearm at you?
No, I never remember him. He never had a firearm on him.
What?
He never had a firearm on him?
That's a different story than what
Not
you
that I
said
remember,
before.
no.
All right. That's good to know that.
What? So he told like the fucking New York Times that he was going through mental health problems because I pulled a gun on him randomly. So now he's saying a completely different thing. Wow.
Yeah. He was hanging around him and J-Dog and Jimmy Yuma.
Yuma.
And for brandishing a firearm at you.
No, I never.
Oh, why did he say it like that? That's so funny. What kind of response is that? No. What? This is actually really funny. This is actually, it's true. It's true, Timmy.
I mean, I never remember him. He never had a firearm on him. You know?
He never had a firearm on him?
Not that I remember, no.
All right. That's good to know that.
Yeah. He was hanging around him and J-Dog and Jimmy Yuma.
I've never met Jimmy Yuma in my life. I think it's a character that he made up. Is he even a real guy? I don't know who he is, but it sounds like he's just a character. I used to hang out with J-Dog and Jimmy Yuma. What?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember.
Don't remember.
You want to go to the next question? Yeah.
Yeah, sure. That's fine.
Right.
Is it true that J-Dog and Funny Man beat you up back in 2012?
No.
Or was that story made up through the
You want to skip next question? Yeah, I'm not.
Oh.
You want to go to the next question?
All right, yeah, sure, bro.
Yeah. Okay.
This one part, I'm just gonna say, are you still in contact with Gadget and them?
Gadget, no, not anymore. Not anymore. You know, like I said, I don't know what he's doing.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to go to the next question?
Right now, I'm just asking you fan questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't want to disappoint the fans.
One person asked, when will you be recording studio quality vocals instead of recording on a phone?
Oh!
Well, that's the best we got for now. You know, that's the most money we have.
That's like the best way you can go about it at this current time.
Yeah,
Wow.
Okay, makes sense.
These are
yeah.
some
Sure,
intense
sure.
questions.
Yeah,
I mean, you're basically pulling a Lil Peep because he started out doing that on his phone as well.
yeah. Well, we use the best equipment we can. It's not always the best quality, but that's the best we can do for now. We're not
The
rich.
mics are actually pretty good.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah,
Yeah. One day, right?
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
how did you meet J-Dog?
I never met him. Him and Jimmy Yuma created a band together, and they have some diss track starts made. I don't know.
Okay.
Trying to help out his buddy. If Jimmy
Well,
was
one
a
is
real
from
person,
Jimmy
trying
Yuma
to help him out.
called "I Ain't Buying It." He talks
Buying
about
it.
how he ain't buying that.
About
He never
he
met
being
me.
short,
He ain't buying
tall.
it. That he's tall and I'm short. He ain't buying it.
He ain't
That
buying it.
I checkmated him. It's all this whole
Yeah.
shit saying
He ain't
I ain't
buying it.
buying
We
it. The
know each
whole
other.
diss track. Did you hear that shit?
You hear that shit yet? You should go check
Not
it out.
yet, no.
Look it up.
Huh. Well, anyways, yeah, I never met
Buying
them. Like I said, I never met either of them. They have some diss tracks towards me. I don't know. They're rappers
Diss tracks.
from different neighborhoods, I guess.
All right.
Different
Yeah.
neighborhoods in Hollywood.
Who is your least favorite member in Hollywood Undead, and why was that reasoning?
Like I said, I never met any of them, to be honest with you.
Okay.
They have different rappers. I guess they joined up with Jimmy Yuma, and they have him on
Who's right?
rapping on different tracks now. That
Ain't buying it.
J Dog has number 5 featuring Jimmy Yuma, and it's about me. I guess I don't know. They said they made a remix of number 5. Like I said, I never met them before. They just have diss tracks
Jimmy
towards
Yuma
me, and I have some towards
writing
them. I
diss
guess.
tracks.
And that Jimmy Yuma's a new rapper in Hollywood Undead.
Jimmy
And he has
Yuma.
some diss tracks. I guess he joined them, and he has some diss tracks towards me or whatever.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's an
That sounds interesting.
That's what I heard. That Jimmy Yuma joined Hollywood Undead, and
I thought
he raps
Aaron
towards
was
me
doing
here and there.
songs with Jarrell and George again. What happened with that?
He has, like I said, number 5 featuring Jimmy Yuma. So I don't know. I guess they joined up together. J Dog and Jimmy Yuma. Where's me?
Well, it sounds like you versus the world in a sense, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Jimmy
All
Yuma.
right. And I have some other questions for you.
He's tall and I'm short.
What are 3 things you like the
Did
most
checkmate
about
me that
yourself?
he's not buying that we didn't know each other.
Yeah, I mean, 3 things. I don't know, you know.
Could be anything.
That's a weird question. I'm not sure. Maybe like I don't know. Huh.
Use your
3
brain, Aaron.
things I like about myself. Yeah, I don't know.
You could,
That one I don't know.
like
Maybe my hair. I don't know. My earrings. I don't know.
you're also funny.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you want to skip that one? Just do music because I'm not sure.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
What high school did you go to?
We'd all be dead from alcohol poisoning if we had to take shots.
What high school? I just went to some. I just went to some public school called down in Santa Monica High. I went to Santa Monica High when I was young.
Got those.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was it a nice school?
Yeah, it was cool. They did some stuff there.
Nope. Scientology.
That's good.
Some education. Yeah,
What was your favorite subject in school?
probably math.
Math. Okay.
Yeah.
Mine was history, honestly.
Oh yeah, you like history?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, nice. So yeah, that's cool. You talk to Gadget ever?
I have actually tried contacting him.
You do interviews with him or whatever?
I wish I could. I've tried
Okay.
direct messaging him on Instagram, but he hasn't seen any of my messages.
Okay. When
It would definitely be
when you
cool.
talk to him, can you tell him to diss Jimmy Yuma back for dissing me?
Yeah, I can relay that message to him.
That's could you ask him if you heard the remix of Number 5 featuring Jimmy Immler?
Yeah, I can ask him that.
Okay.
You think I
Yeah,
should, like,
tell him
do
that
a diss
Jimmy
track back
Immler
to him?
and J-Dog have a diss track towards me and ask him if he could diss them back.
Should I diss track?
Okay,
back?
yeah, I
Should
can
write some
do
diss
that
track
for you.
shit? Right. To
Okay, so yeah, that
artist.
sounds good. Yeah.
What is your favorite memory
Wow.
you've ever?
My favorite memory.
It
Yeah.
could be anything.
My favorite memory, I don't know. No, it's
It could be.
having sex with a porn star. Banging porn star. I banged this one porn star. It was a pretty good
Gross.
memory. Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely a
That's
great
disgusting.
memory to have.
Yeah.
Should
Do
not be
you
something
remember what her
me
name was?
have.
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Did she have a last name?
Elizabeth Lazarus.
Lazarus.
Yeah.
I might have to look into her.
Gross.
Yeah, that was a good memory. You know.
That's good. What is the
Amazing memory,
craziest
except
thing
I
that a
can't
fan has
remember
done to you?
any of the albums he put out.
Craziest thing, probably gave me a blowjob. One fan hit me up and she sucked my dick once.
Really? Wow.
Gross.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I don't know the craziest thing a fan has done. I don't know.
All right.
Gave me $1,000. You know, one fan gave me $1,000 out of nowhere. It's pretty
That's pretty dope.
Wow.
crazy. I guess.
That's
Yeah.
really nice of that fan.
Yeah, $1,000. Yeah, they just handed it to me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very nice of them.
Well,
There's 4 more questions I have. Oh wait, no, actually 3.
yeah.
What is your favorite liquor if you drink?
Jameson.
Probably Jack Daniels or rum. You know.
Okay. I can understand that, yeah.
Supposed to be Jameson.
For me it'd be Hennessy.
Hennessy is good. Yeah, that should taste good.
Yeah, and Bacardi.
Drink a cold beer, Budweiser. Yeah, I usually grab a Bud Light here and there. You know.
That's good.
Yay.
What is your favorite cuss word?
He's a diss track artist.
Fuck, baby.
He's just a collab
Fuck.
artist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does diss tracks here and there.
I'm a little surprised it's not the other F word.
Yeah, I'm surprised too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other F.
My favorite cuss word would definitely probably be fuck as well, or motherfucker.
Yeah. Fuck. Yeah.
Yeah.
See. Yeah, I could do a couple more questions and then I gotta bounce. That go.
Actually,
Slur is dumb.
we're pretty much done now. Like, there's like,
We're done. Okay.
yeah. Is there
Yeah,
anything you'd like to tell your fans?
Just that, you know, I mean, there's Jimmy has a diss track towards me. It's called "I Ain't Buying It."
I ain't buying it.
So he's on
Go
number
look it up.
5, I guess.
I mean,
They have a number 5 remix,
5 remix with
and he's dissing
I
me.
ain't
Him
buying
and J-Dog are dissing me. So just
I'm just a collab
tell the
artist.
fans that
Should
we're
I
gonna
do
diss
diss
them
track
back
back
soon.
to him?
Hell yeah. And everyone, go stream
Buying
Kill 'Em Dead. It comes out tomorrow.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. Has
Yeah.
new on it, if you remember that, right?
Jimmy ain't
Yeah.
buying it.
Did
Yeah.
I ever send you the final product of Kill 'Em Dead?
Yeah, I liked it. I heard it. I thought it sounded good.
I'm glad you liked
Yeah,
it.
throw that shit out there and sell it. You know?
I will, bro. And
Yeah.
take care.
For sure, brother. Yeah, throw it out there, sell it, have fun. It's all yours. Yeah, I like that. Take care, brother. Sounds good. I'll talk to you soon.
Yep. Talk to you soon. Bye.
My name's Jimmy Jr. I'm dissing you. My name's Jimmy Jr. I ain't buying that. I'm holding and you're blue. I ain't buying. I can't sue you. I ain't buying. I never met you. I ain't buying. And you're number one fool. This motherfucker said I'm talking short.
Fuck you. Wow, that was awful. Hi, yeah. I don't know what that was. That dude. I mean, he's gonna make himself not relevant by not talking about any of the stuff that people want him to talk about. It's not very smart. He's not gonna get many $30 collabs doing that. Or no, they're $125 now. He's what? Almost quadrupled the price. I wonder if he's watched some of my videos where I've been telling him he's got to charge more. But I meant like 10 grand, not like $100 more. Yeah, I heard about that, Margot. That popped up recently. That'd be hilarious. I think me and Tila were talking about releasing one at one point as a joke. Film the sex tape. Oh, that's fucking... Timmy doesn't know anything.
Album was 2008, and I think the new metal was pretty much done by then.
These boomers
But
talk shit about HQ.
It sounds like a hip hop group that has like a lot of like some metal, like there's some metal guitars like they have, but it just sounds more like a hip hop group. So that's kind of like what I got from it.
I don't drink
Like
alcohol.
I never listened to this band. I remember the last album, Hotel California, came out
Too old for that shit.
2022, and I started listening to it, and then I turned it off after a couple songs. But I just like never like got into this band. I just
alcohol's really the worst thing in the world. I mean, obviously things like meth are worse, but alcohol can be just as bad. And I've had a lot of friends in the last couple of years die from drinking too much that were like people that I used to party with back in the day, and they just kept partying and they pickled their livers and they died. Alcohol is really bad. I don't look back at any super drunk time with fond memories back in the day. Staying sober, you just enjoy life and can take things to different levels, not dealing with intoxicating yourself and, you know, throwing off your vibe with the rest of the world. It's just really not good. But alcohol, I guess, like when I used to drink, I used to be like a whiskey and tequila snob, like really more expensive stuff. Yeah. But yeah, you shouldn't drink. Drinking's bad. Okay. Drinking's bad.
It's just like one of those bands is just like never got. And I'm like, did some research, and I see that like that the influences are NWA, Wu-Tang Clan. I can't pronounce that one, and Snoop Dogg, and
those were never our influences. I don't know who came up with that. That's absolutely ridiculous. This guy's got a very interesting album over his shoulder. Not the AC/DC or the Kiss, but the Faith No More album over to the left of his face. Very, very, very good band. You guys should all check them out from the 90s. Mike Patton, the singer, is one of the greatest male vocalists of my generation.
Yeah, that's kind of like what it sounds like, but with like a little bit of new metal. That's kind of what I get from this band.
Okay, that's what I was doing.
That's all I'll say. It felt more like a
bad.
album.
Okay.
Yeah, and funny thing, their last album, Hotel California,
I ain't buying it.
With a K. So
California spelled. These guys can't spell very good.
So
this is boomers.
Bianca,
roasting Hollywood Undead.
Impressions listening to
These band don't know how to
First
spell
of all,
California.
this is my first
They
time
write it
listening
with
to
the
them.
K.
I've never heard of them before. Like,
I'm sorry.
I don't know
I ain't
if to
buying
tell
it.
you things or I don't know. I guess you saved me because if I someday I go to the States and I meet this band, I know what to expect. Thanks to this album.
I wonder where they're from.
I thought that they were a girly band because I
Girly
saw on their
band?
Instagram that I had a few friends, mutual friends that were following them. So I said, my God, maybe this is like a band that girls love or something. So I said, maybe it's a girly band. I don't know.
Girls
Like
did
a
love
Fallout Boy?
Hollywood Undead back
What?
in the day.
Like a Fallout Boy?
Yeah,
Yep,
maybe.
exactly.
Yeah, I should say some more about it. Maybe I should check their social media and to see if they have used their music on some TikTok or something.
Girly band.
Maybe they could have done that, and that's why. Who knows? But yeah, I saw that they were actually currently like touring right now. So I said, oh my god, they are doing their stuff. You know, they should be good. And then I saw the pictures and everything, the album, and I said, oh my god, maybe they sound like Slipknot, and I was so wrong. So yeah,
Yeah, I
I had
remember
my expectations very high on this one.
the first time I
Yeah,
saw
oh boy, I'm
HU
sorry,
play
man.
was in Bakersfield at the Fox Theater, I believe. It was like the first Hollywood Undead show ever. And then just I think and then I saw him at the Wiltern, and like I was like crowd surfing with fucking J Dog and shit, and it was funny, but it was all girls. And as I was walking out, this chick jumped in front of me, and she's like, if you ever talk shit about my boys, I'll fuck you up. And I was like, whoa, lady, Jesus Christ. Almost got accosted by someone. But yeah, it was well, the whole emo thing, there were a lot more like emo girls than there were emo guys. That was like the fashion of it. The girls really went to the nines with the fashion of emo. Dudes just kind of started, you know, they just like wore black clothes and had long hair in their face, but the girls really like went crazy with it. Yeah. Mexican boomer.
So good first impression. So that leaves me. The only album of Hollywood Undead that I actually bought when it came out was the Swan Song, and I don't know why I bought that. It was like a very hot topic type of band. I was telling Señorita Sarasura, oh, we're gonna talk about this, and she's like, oh my god, we used to make fun of that band in Hot Topic all the time.
Yeah.
They were even bad for Hot Topic standard.
Well,
But
for
You know
sure,
what?
Hot
The
Topic
Swan Song was their
standard.
debut album, so them calling it Swan Song.
The only reason why we didn't get the amount of hate that Broken Side did is because Broken Side was a little bit crazy. Oh, that's so funny. You just absolutely said Broken Side. You posted Broken Side as I said Broken Side. Broken Side got the majority of the like serious criticism during that time. And it kind of let Hollywood Undead slide underneath the rug. And because of how cool the early Hollywood Undead stuff is, and just the whole rawness of it, and it just being like a sporadic thing, you know, look, Broken Side kind of left themselves open to that kind of hate, but those kids still tour and they still do shows. I hit up Michael every once in a while. Those guys are cool. I whenever they would come through LA, I'd take them out to all the clubs and they'd have the time of their lives. Those dudes were funny, but definitely HU was a close second between them though, because like most people, and even like people I know for years don't even know that I was in that band, and it'll come up and like, or whatever it comes up, people always get they always get this smile on their face because they're like, oh, it's bringing them back to fucking MySpace and like goofy emo stuff. And just like, it was really like, it was just a big part of the culture. What's his name? That guy that does punk rock, the guy that does the little mini documentaries about music. He did that one on Hollywood Undead and like the whole Scene Kid thing. And it was like, it really explained like how much that era of MySpace really molded society and the culture. It's very strange that just like I've said before, like there was one club I went to where it was like me, you know, Hollywood Undead kids, Jeffree Star, you know, like big bands. Like there would be like one club that had like tons of influencers during a time before influencers, the term influencer was coined. there was just like us random, like I had 3,000 followers on MySpace, and that was like crazy back in the day. And like that was before Hollywood Undead, and then Hollywood Undead, it was just like it exploded and it was insane. And like I remember I went to a music festival in Florida like a month after we had started Hollywood Undead, and I saw kids walking around with Hollywood Undead shirts that they had made, and I was just all holy crap. And then I went on Warped Tour with From First to Last, Sonny from Skrillex, Sonny's old band, and it was just nonstop. And that was like 2 months after we had started that band. MySpace was so dope. MySpace was really the coolest social media site ever. I don't think, I would be really surprised. I'm sure they did some sort of research on us, but definitely not as invasive or detrimental as what Facebook does to us these days. Facebook and YouTube, they both they mold our brains. They only allow us to know a certain amount of stuff. It's pretty awful. But yeah, I really wish that MySpace would have taken care of their website and kept all of our profiles up, because I straight up would have gone back there years ago. But if you go back to my MySpace page, it's been completely overrun by hackers, and I heard I'm still in the top 8 of Tila Tequila though. But yeah, this is funny hearing these boomers.
Song should clue you in as to their whole deal.
Yeah, and their their look with the masks. First of all, their masks. I think they I don't know why they're kind of lame masks. And I just decided to do this band because I did like a short of Hotel California, and I basically in that short I said that the album wasn't good, and I got a lot of like angry. And I'm like Hollywood Undead has fans.
Yeah,
so
well, that's
maybe
because
they're like the same clown pop.
HU's been around a long fucking time, very long time, and in that amount of time, you have several generations of young adults that band is perfect for. I've tried to show my son and his son and his friend Hollywood Undead, and they don't really get it, but they listen to like top 40 all day. Like they listen to like the radio for the most part. But it's pretty funny because it's like what I remember the most is constantly like on social media, very young people hitting me up about Hollywood Undead, and it's been like that for years. There are very few adults, and I know there are adults that are in the chat, obviously, and there are adults that listen to Hollywood Undead, but it's like it's like an intergenerational thing. Like moms will take their kids to go see Hollywood Undead, like because it's something they grew up with, and like it gets passed down to the like younger generation because it's kind of like a goofy rite of passage for some reason, with at least like my generation and the couple generations after that. But there's always, it's always been like, it's like the kids, the age range has always been kind of low, which is weird, but I get it. I look at the music, go back and look at the music, and it's like, yeah, this is early 20s, late teens. For the most part, the parents can still listen to it because it's kind of, like they got the rock anthems and stuff, like, and it sounds a little bit like Linkin Park, so it's tolerable, but like it's just the music's definitely not geared towards an older crowd. And when we started, I did not want to gear it towards the young crowd. I wanted Hollywood Undead to be the next Beastie Boys, but like a metal Beastie Boys. where there was like, you know, like Beastie Boys was fading out, and they had a great career. Everyone loved them, but they were a serious, you know, they're somewhat serious band. I did not want to do the goofy shit that appeals to the younger crowd, and that's all Charlie Cini, you know, Charlie Scene wanted to do, and you know, those dudes, they just like wanted to do this goofy shit that was geared towards teenagers, and that's not what I wanted.
Policy that they have like
It would have been really interesting to hear how it would have been, how things would have went if I had stuck around in the band.
like they have like a diehard cult following. So I decided, since I got that much, I'm like maybe it's a time for Is It That Bad of Hollywood Undead. And we picked and I picked Day of the Dead, drop of a hat, because I've already listened to Hotel California, so I wasn't gonna listen to that again. So my first impressions, I never listened to this album when it came out. I was very surprised that they put out 7 singles from this. But back in there was a time in the 2014
singles.
a lot of bands were doing that, because Slipknot did that with one of the albums, where they basically put out more of half the album before it came out. And I'm like, I don't like when bands do that, because then when the album is out,
Very
you already
corporate
heard
thing to do.
most of the album, you can't get excited. For not to say that I would get excited for Hollywood Undead.
And it's very
but,
desperate.
Yeah, my first impression with this one is
those dudes, I hate to break it to you. I wanted to talk about this the other day. On Facebook, there's like a Hollywood Undead fan page that someone tags me in. And someone posted like that they were really super disappointed about one of the shows. And that, you know, I don't know, something about being disappointed about like the moves HU were making as far as like what they were doing with fans, and they had like canceled some shows for like dumb reasons. And it's just like, I was like, I went to the comments and I was like, these dudes seriously need to probably break up at this point. And like, I got like all these people are pissed at me, but it's like, I'm sticking up for you guys. They do not have it in their heart anymore, and it's so you could only do so many anthems to your fans so many times and release so many singles and tour so much. That's what bands have to do that aren't making a lot of money, that don't really have what they're doing in their heart anymore. It becomes a job. It's no longer a band. The biggest bands that make the most money put out an album every 4 years, do one tour, and that's it. And they make you wait, and they make you pull your hair out, because they know next time they're definitely going to get you to buy some shit from them, go to the concert. It makes a better fan than playing every month and going on tour every other year and putting out album after album of filler garbage. And then on top of it, not getting better and not finding your own sound and not finding your own rhythm with music. It just sounds like they're just forcing themselves to put out something that sounds like the first 10 tracks. And that is gone. That era is gone. And it looks to me like now they're very late in their careers. And it looks to me like they're making loads of extremely desperate moves to make a little bit more money before disappearing into obscurity and not being relevant anymore. You know, doing all these collabs with all these aging rock stars, and it's all very desperate. What I said I think they should do is they should get the old band back together and do a tour just off of all the first stuff and swan songs, and then just go out as that's the last tour. We're gonna get all the old boys to get back together and do the bangers, and then bow out or pass down their masks to their children to take on the legacy. But these overweight, aging in their 40s dudes trying to pull off Hollywood Undead, like they were like we did 20 years ago. I just don't see it happening. and they just keep going and keep going and keep going. Old bands are doing big comebacks right now, and it's all about the throwback, but Hollywood Undead never stopped touring. These old bands getting back together, it's bands that haven't been together for 10 years or something like that, or haven't toured together or broke up, or, you know, it's something. It's not bands that have been beating the crap out of their fans with content for the last 15 years. And I just saw something the other day. It was like all of them doing like verses over Linkin Park songs, and it's like, dudes, stop fucking doing that. Like, stop with the Linkin Park shit. It's 2025. Like, we all know you guys ripped off Linkin Park. Write something original. Write something cool. Don't try and be someone else. Take everything you've learned about writing music, write something different. Don't try and write shit for children anymore. You know, HU could have been, they could have been so much better, in my opinion. But again, back to the boomers.
It's like, it sounds dated, very dated. And,
yeah, dated.
I only, there's like white people rapping. If you're not Eminem, you're either Eminem or Everlast.
Thank you very much.
Two, like most of them suck.
Yeah.
And Hollywood Undead goes on the bad rapping side of things. So those are my first spots. So we're going to round two, where we pick 3 or 4 songs that we don't like of this. So Rock of Ages, what songs did you pick, man?
Oh boy. Let's see. If we're not counting bonus tracks, because I listened to this album version of it that had bonus tracks.
Why?
I don't know. I have too much free time. I think that's what happened. If we're not counting bonus tracks, I'm giving dishonorable mentions to Guzzle Guzzle, I'll Be There, Ghost, and Sing. They're all bad for very different reasons, including the fact that one song is called Guzzle Guzzle.
Mario, I'm going to teach you something about the music industry. When you sign with a major label, you sign away all creative rights. You don't write your own albums anymore. You don't write your own hits. You don't write your own singles. The record company hires writers to write stuff for you, exactly under their parameters, their lyrical content, their concepts. This is how they brainwash millions of people into being consumers, mass psychotic consumers, consumer individuals, people that just want to think that buying stuff makes you happy, and people that think that I only care about myself and I don't care about any other people. It's very prevalent in hip-hop music. Unfortunately, hip-hop music started off a very positive movement, but was co-opted by the government in order to control people. And boy, oh boy, has it controlled people over the years. So, yeah, HU hasn't written shit. They aren't making they just show up and are handed a lyric sheet and sent into the recording studio. So whatever songs you think are great that they're writing, it's some other guy. It ain't them. They are empty vessels.
Anyway, I picked 4 songs. Fourth, I'm doing these in ascending order, just how I'm going to do it. Fourth is Save Me. This song is lame. There was a big song in 2012 called Too Close by Alex Clare that this kind of sounded like that. And then third place is Disease. The beat sounds like a ripoff of Black Skinhead by Kanye West. And trying to be like Kanye is a terrible idea. I mean, maybe in 2013, it wasn't as bad an idea, but now definitely a bad idea. And then second place, Dark Places. Remember when we made an episode for the anniversary of Korn's debut album, and we had that conversation about saying one of the song titles because it was a slur? I didn't want to say it, but there was at least a context behind Jonathan Davis saying it. It doesn't apply to when whoever in Hollywood Undead was saying it in the song. This is a party song, and it does not make me want to go to whatever party they're attending. Like,
Yeah.
no, thank you. Speaking of which, my worst song on the album is "Party by Myself." This sounds like it could have been by one of those early 2010s pop rappers like LMFAO or Flo Rida or Pitbull. But the
LMFAO
biggest songs from all of those
was a
all
result of
those
Hollywood
artists
Undead.
typically didn't have lyrics this terrible.
Which
Yeah,
song
I agree.
was that war?
LMFAO was the corporate response to Hollywood Undead. So was Kesha. Very interesting tidbit there.
Child?
No, I didn't pick War Child, but War Child is also terrible.
Yeah.
Consider that my fifth pick.
Awesome. So yeah. So which song was that you picked? The last?
I picked Save Me, Disease, Dark Places, and Party by Myself.
Oh, Party by Myself. Yeah, there's so many songs about partying on this record.
Yeah.
So good pick. So JC, what tracks did you pick and why?
Okay. The first one is going to be War Child. It's one of those electronic tracks. They're trying to go for something that's energetic, but it's just kind of boring. It just kind of like doesn't really go anywhere. It doesn't really kind of fit on the album. So I thought that was just a bad track. And next one, Dark Places, just and it just does. Another one doesn't fit. I mean, like
Generic.
it kind of like they're going for like this really dark tone, and I don't know. It just like it seems like they were supposed to like do like a party album, and this is like a really more like a darker.
I would love to hear these guys' opinion of the first 5 songs. I should get them to do that. Be like, hey, why don't you look at our original stuff and give me your opinion? Because I don't know. My partner, she knew about Hollywood Undead growing up, but she was always kind of like would roll her eyes at it, right? And I played her Knife Called Lust and My Black Dahlia, and she was like, whoa. She was like, I didn't know Hollywood Undead had any music that sounded like that. And it's like, yeah, because you got the corporate garbage shoved down your throat after, yeah.
So I didn't like that one. Next one, Does Everybody in the World Have to Die? Another one, it's it's like an electronic song with the electronic parts, but it's forgettable. It's just like the kind of like song you just don't remember. It just kind of like blends in the background and just you don't remember it. And I'll pick one more. The Party by Myself, another one. Yeah, I have in my notes. They're going for that LMFAO type of sound, but it's just like too simple, and it just doesn't really like fit with the other songs. So that's it. I picked 4 this time. Yeah.
Good pick. So, Bianca, what about you? Which songs did you pick?
Okay, oh boy. I have Dark Places as my first one. I like the intro with the music box and the flauta and the dembow, and I was like, but then I was like, what the heck? Like, why are they talking about dicks all the time? Did you listen to it? Sorry.
Talk about
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I thought the internet was off. Yeah, the second one is Take Me Home. It was a shit song overall. I didn't like it at all. Does Everybody in the World Have to Die? Also, it was awful song. I really hated it. It was very boring, and that mouth skrillet ending, I was like, just cut it off. And my last song, Party by Myself. Yeah, it was actually like pretty bad. The lyrics, everything, it was awful. I didn't enjoy it at all. It was very lame.
Yeah. So you think they were partying by themselves?
Yeah, it was awful.
Yeah. Good pick. So that leaves me. So I'm picking the first song I'm picking is War Child, and I don't know if any one of you have heard it, but the beginning beat sounded like a Pitbull song, and I'm listening to it. And yo no quiero agua, yo quiero pedir.
So bad.
Even the Pitbull song is better than this, and also they're doing a song about partying, and it's about a war, like War Child party, and I thought of like when we were covering On the Road.
What's the new?
Remember that?
What's the Funny Man remix thing?
Yeah, Survivor's Guild. Yeah,
Survivor's Guild. So,
I swear, someone sent me a message. I should probably Try and find it. Duh. I want to sent me something saying that there was. Well, let me see here. Give me a minute. Oh, it might have been on Instagram. Anyway, smash the like button. If you guys haven't, none of you guys have subscribed. What the hell? I look at the numbers from these, and it's like 2 out of 50 of you have subscribed. So make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends, share this video, please. Let's see, Instagram. Let's see. Margot's in the chat. The gay images of Evan. Those guys thought it was. There was like some month I remember. Those guys thought it was really funny to take pictures looking gay, and Evan was like. Evan, out of all the dude friends I've ever had, Evan was like the most affectionate one out of all of them. So you'd often catch him hugging another guy or something. And for a while, me and Evan kind of like dressed the same. So we were just like, I don't know, that kid's funny as shit. He just had a baby. He's got a cute little daughter. Shout out to Evan. Yeah, I'm gonna try and get him on the show, Margot. Trying to find. Someone sent me something to watch, and he was like, "Oh, you're gonna want to watch this shit, bro." Rare live performance, sold out Swan song. Sound like they use your scream. Oh, City. Did we watch this Rare City? This is what it was. So I guess they put out a Rare performance. I guess on their official Facebook. Is this on their official? Let me find it real quick. So they used. Oh yeah, okay. This video. This is what I wanted to watch. Shout out to Trent. Trent hit me up on Instagram and said, "Bro, I think they used your vocal track live in this performance." And so, City. I watched this and almost fell on the floor. These dudes, like, this is really sad at this point. Like, they're all lip syncing. You guys know that, right? It's really bad. Like, it first started with Aaron, and then it was George and Dylan, and now it's like they're lip syncing. They're singing to a track. It's all really bad.
Who's been listening to us in Swan songs?
Hell yeah! Boy.
Let's watch it burn.
Danny's like Michael Jackson.
Let's watch this city burn the world. Let's watch this city burn. From the
So
stars to the top of the world, till there's nothing left to burn. Let's watch this city burn the world.
guys, this is fully the actual entire song. That's not even Danny singing. That is the actual. No, that's not Danny singing. That is Deuce's recordings. This song, Aaron's. I know these recordings. I was there when they were done. I heard them a million times. I know, I feel, I smell the room when I hear these recordings. Charlie Scene is singing this. They don't like, they're using the actual original recording as their backing track right here. George, he's not even singing. None of these guys are singing. That's Aaron's part. So Trent pointed out, he's all, dude, that sounds like they used your scream at the end of the song. And so I go to look and I'm all, no, this is the entire fucking song. They're that fucking pathetic that they can't even perform the song. They have to literally run the CD, literally run a CD and play the track and act like they're playing it. And they're having Danny sing over Aaron's vocals? That's pathetic. Like, just play the song. Okay, that's not it. See? So the first verse of Charlie's was the original recording, was a backing track. And then the second verse, you can hear him barely. You hear his voice barely there, and that's him. But their backing track is doing 90% of the work. That's pathetic. You're not even performing anymore. Who's just up on a keyboard dancing like a girl? How weird. Oh, it's not easy to do this music. But all his vocals, you can't yell like that all night long. And this is what I'm talking about. These dudes haven't grown into their own voices. They haven't figured out how to perform live successfully. So they deal with their backing track to help them, or they sound like shit. It's like you got to write stuff where you're not just screaming, belting. Like that's why like I did the screaming, because then no one else's voices are messed up but mine, you know. Like you don't need everyone else trying to do all these hard vocals and then attempting to do that live. But that's fucking Aaron's vocal track there on the backing track. And that's the original keyboard. That's all the original recording. Yeah. Hear it. You hear it. You hear it in the back, yes. Unbelievable. One of the best songs ever. It's completely fucking bombed. That's probably their best song. And then with Knife and Black Dahlia, close second. And the rest of it, I could do without. But anyway, anything else you guys want me to watch that won't get me copyright struck? Yeah, so that was funny. Bad backing tracks. Yeah. That's crazy. Anyway, all right, I'm going to get out of here then. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the super chat. Let me know if there's more stuff you want me to look at in any goofy Deuce videos. So did you guys know that Jimmy Yuma did a diss track against Deuce? He actually Deuce is actually just a collab artist. He's never done his own album, and he doesn't really know those guys. There were just some companies that were using his image and stealing from him. Jeffrey never had a gun. I don't know anything about that. Wow. Jimmy Yuma, though, I ain't buying it. I ain't buying that he's big and I'm tall. I ain't buying that he checkmated me. I ain't buying it that he didn't know me. It's called I Ain't Buying It. Jimmy Yuma, diss track. Should I do it? Should I do a diss track back to him? You think I should do a diss track back to him? Because I could just do diss tracks. Me and some guys, we could just diss track back and forth. If you want me to do diss track, I could diss track because Jimmy Yuma did a diss track against me. He was hanging out with Shady Jeff and Jarrell, and they started a band. And then now they set him up to do a diss track against me. So he did a diss track against me. It's called I Ain't Buying It. Uncle Shady out. Peace.